Hello, everyone, or the one, or the two that I can see are here. This is unscheduled live stream, and because I'm doing something that I can't do anything else, so I thought I'd check with you guys and see if I could be useful. And I can see two of you. One of them is user 22 from Germany. That's Christoph, yeah? So, and the other one is just watching us. Come on now, don't be shy. I just poured myself brand new tea. Roasted dandelion root is on the menu tonight. I mean, today. Oops, and I'm stuck. Carpet, there we go. And so I'll spend about an hour, I don't know, half an hour or so with you guys and see if anybody's out there. I guess this is more geared towards North American time zone because Europe, everybody's probably sleeping. Well, maybe not. It's about 12 midnight. Yeah, they're sleeping for tomorrow, I guess. And let's see how many people in North America are actually using the channel. Most of the clients that I have are from Europe. And most of the viewers are from UK, Germany, India, and some Netherlands, sometimes France, Sweden, but mostly. And a number are in the United States, but I've never tried it this time. I'm not sure if they're available. Let me just get rid of some of these screens. Anyhow, I'm here. If you guys have any questions, by all means, in regards to breakups, divorces, relationship problems, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, having to do with OCD subsets such as HOCD, we have some time that we can discuss some things. And as you all know, you can always reach me and make an appointment with me for one-on-one consultation or chat rather on Skype when you go to my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. mindthatseekstruth.com. I'll put it down here. You can make an appointment, and for new clients, if you make a 1 hour appointment, I will add another half an hour to 1 hour, depending on how much extra time we need on me. And so we won't be rushed, and we'll get to know the issues and discuss it thoroughly, one-on-one on Skype. There we go. That's the channel's URL. All right. So, till you guys get your acts together, I'll have a sip of my tea if it's not hot enough. If it is, then that means the session is over because I have my tongue burned. Can't talk. All right. Please, don't all of you ask questions at the same time, one at a time. Where the hell are you guys? I mean, you're watching me to do what? You know, there's not a watching type of show here. Go ahead. Ask your questions. If you don't, I'll ask myself a question, and then that would kind of look awkward because that means I would have to, talk to somebody. If you ask a question of yourself, as long as you haven't answered it, you're okay. But if you ask and answer, then you might have to talk to somebody, see somebody. That means another, a psychologist or some kind. All right. So I'm waiting. Yeah, maybe that is not the right hour for anyone. Usually we are packed with questions, but today nobody expects. Usually on Saturdays, 1 p.m. Vancouver time, we have a regular program. But what can I say? I thought this is the best way to spend my time for the next hour. It's pretty odd. Isn't that cool? Have the background green so I can see my favorite place in the world, Hawaii. And there's my ship in the ocean. There we go. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There we are. Aha. And right there, you can see the black rocks. Not the black rocks that is ruined Canada. The black rocks actually black rock. All right. 4 people, no questions. All right, I'll wait. Okay, I'll give you some time to enjoy by watching me.
The last word was just total bullshit. I just made it up. But the idea of being here just for a moment, just gonna forget our shit. And it's just good. Are you taping
me? All right. That's it. Still, you guys haven't been able to come to a question. My goodness. User 22 says, what is the best way to handle emotions? Let them be. What do you have to handle emotion? What emotion are you talking about? What's the best way to stop a pot blowing when it's boiling on the stove? Take the lid off, let the steam out. So you want to cry? Cry. You want to laugh? Laugh. Specific. Be specific, Christoph. Then maybe I can make sense. Uh, so I have this passion at going to the gym every night, and without realizing it, sometimes I guess every night is maybe sometimes too much because you need a day or so to, let the muscles get back to where they are. So I guess I'm addicted, but it's sore sometimes. Yeah. So 10 people and no question. I wonder what the hell you guys are doing here. If you have no question for the guitar, I just played it. At least let me know where you're tuning in from and how old you are. So at least I have an idea what is my demographics. Yeah. There we go. Slid in, crossed. Says, hello, Mehran. I'm a 20-year-old male college student in the US. Thank you very much for that clear introduction. I appreciate that. So at least I have a mental idea. 20-year-old student. It's very helpful from US. All right. And have been heartbroken. We moved very quickly in a month and tried to make distance work. Oh, yeah, that's hard. Over the summer. But I messed it up bad. No, you didn't mess it up. Distance does that. So it's not like, look, let me read the rest of your question first. It says, I can't get over the regret and guilt I feel and have been watching a lot of your videos. Listen, slid in or slide in, I don't know however you want to call it. Slid in reminds me of the Slytherin in the Harry Potter school. Okay, listen, don't blame yourself whatsoever. None, zero. Unless you've done some really bad stuff like abusing your girlfriend in any shape or form, mentally or physically, then okay, the hell with you. I can understand that. And you got to feel guilty. But if you haven't, and it's been some misjudgments or trying to make things work and you overdid it, or you were too emotional, or you showed too much um, interest and it was long distance, and the other one, obviously, whatever she did, she severed it or whatnot, that's not your fault. Long distance, in fact, in a way, while I'm totally against it, but in fact, in a way, is a way to quickly find out what the other side is all about. If she cannot remain committed and loyal at the outset of a relationship, being long distance, but being able to express her emotions and through getting to know each other mentally and the level of emotions that you can exchange, hold that interest until you guys physically meet. If she can't do that, or he can't do that, whoever is not doing it, well, it's already becomes obvious that it wouldn't have worked anyhow, because if you would have met and then separated because you live in two different places, this would have happened, meaning either one of you, the one who has shown lack of patience or lack of commitment, would have left due to more convenience or somebody nearby that could satisfy her physical needs or some psychological needs as far as doing things, being together, feeling like she's got somebody or he's got somebody. So that's a blessing. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's not like it's a fine tuning of a musical instrument that you messed up. That's why it's your fault. It's not playing well. No, if she was interested enough, if she was reliable enough, she would have communicated better. She would have remained committed. She would have discussed matters. I mean, you didn't kill anybody, just discussions to a certain appropriate level and clarity would have sufficed. However, if she has not made that commitment or that effort, whether you made a mistake of some kind or another, or I don't know, forgot her birthday or whatever the hell it was that you're suggesting, it doesn't matter. You cannot guilt shame yourself. You cannot feel guilty at all. Why are you supposed to be so tiptoeing around the bushes to make sure that she will be all fine and pristine as been taken care of so perfectly? Why? You can be yourself, and if things are not really exactly as she expects or you expect, you communicate it. But coming right out and just saying, okay, uh, I want to break up for some no real reasons, and then you feel guilty that why I didn't do this or didn't do that or didn't agree with that. Well, that's unfair to you. What is Ans doing here? Okay, unless I know the specific what the hell you've done, I can't make any more comment on that. Insane Memes by Boy. I hope I didn't butcher your uh, call letter. It says, I see all women exactly the same. Wow, that's not right either. Alexander Orid says, hello, Meran. How are you? Thank you, Alexander. Remind me again. Oh, there we go. Alexander 34, male, Macedonia. Thank you. Says, how CA be fixed? Or do you mean how can? What is CA? Can be fixed? You mean caudate nucleus? What is it? Oh, there it is. Caudate nucleus. To shift gears properly, right? Well, I've explained, as Dr. Schwartz have explained, the 4 steps, and Dr. Jan Weiner, Dr. Philipson. You recognize the intrusive thoughts, then you call it for what it is. It's not you. That suggestion or thought or image or emotion, that's not you. It's the brain and brain's influence on the body. But the brain is separate than you. You're not the brain, brain is not you. So when intrusive thought shows up, that's not your doing. That's brain's doing. Brain sound, brain reaction, brain manufacturing of thoughts. That's its job. Makes thoughts, but doesn't know what it's making. Just makes thoughts to get engaged, get busy, get occupied, and create that exchange to feel safe, because brain feels safe when it is busy or occupied through busyness. So it's not like brain is you and whatever it comes up with is a reflection on you. When you understand this, then you're okay. Then when you recognize the intrusive thoughts, you call it for what it is, you relabel it, and then you move on to whatever it is that you've been doing and focus on your life. Doesn't matter how many times they show up, you do the same thing. And eventually, when you don't engage with it, when you don't interpret it, when you don't try to analyze it, when you don't try to make sense out of it, and all these exchanges are no longer there, you pretty much depriving the thought, the brain, from its intention to engage you. That suffocates it. It's like you're taking oxygen away from a cell. It dies. It learns. It gets rewired through neuroplasticity, the way you treat the thoughts, and it learns that you will not engage. There will be no exchange and interaction when it spits out these sort of suggestions that are not in line with your values. Eventually, it tapers it off less and less. Because to you, It's not, wow, my God, what did you say? How do you mean? Huh? No anxiety, no freaking out. You just simply are confident about that. Okay, nonsense. And you're not, you know, terrified or taking the suggestion as if it could be true, the suggestion of it coming from your perfectionism that I'm perfect, the way I would choose, the way I am, the way I've always been, the way I want to be, the way I prefer, and this interferes, this suggestion. It's a suggestion. It's like you walk in the street, somebody calls you an asshole. You're going to be an asshole? No. But somebody calls and it bothers you because you want to be, oh, I'm respectful. You don't see me in that light. See me in the light that I want you to see me. The image that I have of myself should be the image that you see of me. You're saying that thing, and you kind of get engaged trying to change one person's opinion about you, which is neither here nor there. You're wasting your energy. Brain is the same. It's like a third party from out there. It's not you. So when it does that, you react the same way, and eventually it shuts up because it can't get a rise out of you. Hmm? It can't get a busyness from you engaging to investigate and analyze. It can't get you do that. And when it can't get you do that, that means you relax about it. The amygdala relaxes rather than being stimulated and become overactive by sending you more emotional danger signals that they don't exist just because brain thought something or amygdala itself help the brain to come up with something that is going to freak you out, or it's an intention to alert you and protect you. It sends signals that the danger don't exist. That overactiveness causes more problems. So when you react calmly and you don't pay attention to it and recognize what it is and relabel it, call it for what it is, then the brain sees that no storm is created, so it will loses its source of energy and power, and then tries to find relaxation platforms and stops trying to throw out these kind of suggestions. Alexander says, do you know any video of Dr. It's not Wagner, it's Dr. Ignar who explains this problem? Unless it's Dr. Wagner, I don't know him. Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Rayner, these are known to me. Filizov says, hey, Miran, I'm from Montenegro. Oh, Serbia, is it? Am I right? And have been living in Australia for 15 years. And I want to move back to Europe. Why haven't I been able to find home here like many other immigrants? Your personality is more European than Australian. You are of a warmer people, maybe. Europe, I find them more sociable than many other places. I personally like Europe. I like the streets. I like the little coffee shops. I like bakeries. I like lots of, and their culture is closer to what I identify with. And like in Canada and Australia and New Zealand, places like that is a pretty much a colony of Great Britain, and so there's no set foundation of a set culture. Every group has their own, and there is certain kind of a atmosphere of no depth of culture. It's all personal. Whatever you are. But there's no coordination or uh, commonality for example, if you think of think of Japan, there's a certain culture that is prominent there. If you think of Iran, there's a certain culture. If you look at some African countries, then there's a certain culture. Chinese, they have certain culture. French, they have certain culture. But there is no one certain culture in Canada or Australia or, for all I know, in New Zealand, unless the Maoris in New Zealand, that's the culture. So, how can you identify with so many different groups when there's no real common culture? Everybody comes from somewhere else, so can't easily have a common culture which everybody is influenced in the same way. They're influenced in one way out there in the store and maybe in school, different in their own groups, in their own homes, because everybody is an immigrant, pretty much. Here, really, we say a Canadian is an immigrant with seniority, a real Canadian. Because other than the natives here, which that rich culture is no longer visible, unfortunately. So you identify with the European culture. So it's not about why you haven't made a home. It's just the way it feels. It doesn't have that, like United States, although it itself doesn't have a real set, clear culture, but it has a lot more commonality in the United States, much bigger and more prominent, whatever it is that it has come to. So immigrants eventually integrate pretty much fully, at least 80, 90%, because there's so much of that country, so many people in that country, 320, 350 million people. But in a 30 million people in Canada, and vast as it is from one end to the other is 5 hours by plane, so there's not a real huge accumulation of population in one place like it is in, let's say, Los Angeles. It's in different parts of the United States. So many people in one area. So the culture also becomes predominant, whatever it has become, however it has become. The new ones won't dilute it. In fact, the new ones will just become part of it and learn how that is. I don't think we have that in Canada. It's so diverse, which is good in a way, but also in a way, that's why we're so much individualistic. It has taken 3 years for our country to become more united in the face of atrocities and the unwise decisions and behavior and practice of this government. And that what we have in common is what is being done to our freedom and to our constitution. On that basis, we are getting united, but not culturally necessarily, but as the need for survival and protecting our rights as a nation who is friendly and loving the freedom and democracy and want to attend to their lives and families. We're good people. We just don't have that one culture, which is, it has its good points and bad points. So in your case, just go to Europe. That's what you want. That's what you do. I mean, with all the disastrous behavior that Australian government has had in regards to these past few years and all the inoculations and mandates and all that. So what the hell is staying there anyhow? Unless they change. And there's some wise and aware senators that they're talking about taking the government to task and investigating them and seeing who the hell are they working for Australians or for WEF? So, or whoever it is that is putting their finger in there. So anyhow, that's what I have to say about that. Filizov says, I don't think it's nostalgia. Social life is kind of just sterile here in Yeah, I understand that. And I think life is short. Go. Go back to Europe. That's where you're that's where you're more familiar. The energy, it's like the frequency of the energy between people who share similar cultures, or at least close cultures, or the same cultural habits. It's it's more um, more open, more recognizable. In about 5 minutes, I would like to have a 5 minute break. To be frank with you, I'm doing laundry, so I have to put put the stuff to the dryer. Um, Ash says Dr. Eggnog he only comes out every Christmas. Okay. Ash says, good to see you, Mehran. And not here to prove how smart I am. That's good. This time, could you tell me why, after speaking to other attractive girls and sleeping with some too, that I still can't let go of my ex? Because you're fucked up in your head. You can't handle rejection. You have such a big ego that you think if somebody, the way the girls can get you is to ignore you. Those are the girls that you actually run after. But you got to learn that you actually see them as human that they are, not as a solution to whatever is shortcoming in you. You're looking at that girl, your ex, as a solution to what has been hurting you or what has been missing in your life. She's not. We talked about it a little bit, but she was also a fuck up. Mhm. Sitting in the bar after her work and chatting up with other guys when she's committed to another guy. It's a fuck up. It's not. You can't have double standards that you're supposed to be doing these, but she can hang around there. She has a child. She has a very young child, and she prefers to sit down and drink and chat with those guys than actually finishing work and rushing home to take care of the child. But she picks on you why you did this or you did that, and so on and so forth. She was a fuck up. If you can't see that, perhaps you should count your stars that this didn't work. You're looking at her physically, she was cute and all that, and you're not seeing anything beyond that, whatever beauty that turns you on. And you don't have enough confidence to think that you can get a better person, and you think better person would be more beautiful physically rather than more compatible in the consciousness. You got to look for quality rather than what satisfies your desire for pleasure. When you change your values, then you're fine. One reason that you feel the way you do, because you haven't changed your expectation of the girlfriend. You're still running on the same standards, that she should be beautiful and I don't care anything else. And that's why you get fuck ups. Hmm? So change your values, change your expectations, change your criteria, change your qualification criteria for a girl to be worthy of your attention. Then you'll see that she never qualified towards the end. And therefore, however it came out to be, it doesn't matter now. She, as she is right now, doesn't qualify to be with you because she's not offering what a good girlfriend for you should offer. Then you'll be able to move on. And now I'll answer the rest of your question after my little break. I got to go and take care of that. So you guys just enjoy. I'll be right with you. Do you want to put the music for you or something, or no? Just leave it like that. Okay, sorry to keep you waiting, guys. Let me just put the alarm on. 16. What is it? 517. 17. 16. 5. Okay. All right. So we have Ash says, it's been about 3 months now, no contact, but I still think of her a lot. Well, we all do, because you're not thinking of the things that you should be thinking. You're thinking about of the things that you should not be thinking, which is the pleasure end of it, the lovey-dovey sex and all that. So what's there not to miss when you keep thinking about that? Because that's the first and foremost thing that comes to your mind, all the good stuff. Human being is designed to escape from pain, to forget pain, things that are bad. So when you think about the ex relationship that broke up, naturally, whenever it comes to your mind, it would be the good stuff. That's the way the brain is put together. It doesn't want you to be involved with pain. Like, this is how the default setting is for you not to remember bad stuff. Because if that was the case, women who get pregnant would never want to be pregnant again, because the pain of it is excruciating. It's worse than anything else. I had kidney stone 30 years ago, or 31 years ago, and I've never had a worse pain in my life than that night. And they say pregnancy for women is worse than that. So guess what? If we were not designed to forget the bad stuff in our lives, women would definitely wouldn't want to be pregnant again, because they would remember that pain that they go through. But a month or so after, they're okay to have another child. So when you think about the breakup, naturally you wouldn't be thinking about all the problems that it resulted in the breakups. You will be thinking about all the lovely things, favorable things, pleasurable things. And then naturally, what's not there to miss? Then when you do miss that and thinking about her, then you think, what happens, the guilt and so on, and I miss her and all that. But if you really look at it objectively, you'd come to a different conclusion. And he says, it's been 3 months now. I still miss her a lot, think of her a lot. HOCD is almost a thing of the past now, at least. Okay, yeah, because why? Because you're not analyzing, you're not paying attention to, you're occupied with somebody else. Then you can see it was all a fucking hoax, HOCD, because once you're not focused on it, trained your brain to focus on it, it doesn't exist, because it's just a thought manufactured thing, not a real biological thing. And it says, and I'm grateful to you for that, brother. My pleasure. Delighted that you feel good and you can see the light after separation. No matter how many times, if it ever shows up again, which it could, you now know what it is, because you can see it can go away. If it can go away, then it's not you. We all know that. Even if it didn't go away, it's not you. Because what? Because that's not your preference. That's not your choice. That's not what you want. And that's why you become aware. You become aware. Awareness is only there when there's a contradiction. Awareness is not there when there's no contradiction. So when there's an awareness that, oh, what is this? That means you're facing, you're sensing, you're seeing a contradiction between what the brain is suggesting about you, your identity, your inclination, which is contrary to what you actually are and prefer and want to be and have been. That brings the contradiction, and that brings the awareness. Otherwise, you would not even be aware if there was no contradiction. Like, I'm not questioning if I'm heterosexual because there is no awareness of any contradiction. That sits well with my values and have been put together. But when the thought of HOCD hit me, then I researched and educated myself about the brain. What is happening in the brain. It's an organ, it's responsible, and it's malfunctioning. Then you retrain it and rewire it. The education and the knowledge will save you from if it shows up again. Awareness and contradiction, always remember that. And so, hang on, guys, one moment. Hmm. All right. Says you were vital in helping me. Thank you. Says, I think I can see that you are right. I actually believe she was behaving the way she did towards the end in order to get me to break up with her, which seems to be quite common. Another thing unrelated I wanted to ask is that I've noticed that I'm quite quiet lately too. I spend a lot of time alone, and when I am around people, I don't really speak unless spoken to first. That's perfectly fine because it might be, probably is, that you're more settled and more confident. You don't need to be a clown all the time. You don't need to impress anybody because you've become more of a confident person in yourself. One reason could be that you dealt with HOCD and you have become wiser, smarter, more intelligent because of your education about it. You somehow have gained more confidence in you because of that knowledge, which brings about you're more sophisticated, you're more intelligent, you're more confident. You don't find it necessary to impress other people, to be speaking all the time and getting attention. When we stop seeking attention, that's when we're growing, you know? So that's, I think that's the journey you're on. And says, was behaving the way towards the way. Quite lately too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Says, I wasn't always like this. And actually, I don't want to feel that way. No, it's not a bad thing because you will just say things you want to be funny whenever you think it's actually you want to. But if you want to all the time, that still itself is stupid. Why do I have to constantly have the pressure of I gotta please these people? I gotta be center of attention. I gotta make them to see how wonderful I am. Oh, fuck that. When you don't do it, which is now, it means you're actually more thoughtful and more grounded. You don't need all that colorful attention to feel worthy because your worth and value now comes from within rather than other people's opinion and how they react or interact with you, which that was the case in the past. So that was some kind of a shield you were hiding behind in order to, I don't know, get something you wanted, get the girl, be funny, because you didn't have enough confidence in your accomplishments to be calm and collected and yourself and just use your wits when it's necessary. And instead, you were just trying to throw it all out and impress everybody and see maybe you can catch something. No, don't. Now seems like it's more balanced, in my opinion, my humble opinion. And he says, whether it's social anxiety or not, no, You just don't give a shit about other people anymore as much as you did before. They're not that important to you, and that's healthy. We're accustomed to think everybody is better than us and we're not good enough. Now you're beginning to feel you're good enough and everybody else, you don't have to impress them. Fuck them. Says, I spend a lot of, okay, says, okay, whether it's social anxiety or not, I don't know. I'm trying not to worry about it. There's nothing to worry about it. You be what you want to be. Enjoy. You want to talk? You want to be funny? Be funny. Be talkative. If you don't. There is no gauge in that if you're not this funny or this engaging or this active or this talkative, then you're losing. So, all these conclusions are the reason for mental problems. Whatever is a magic word. No analyzation, no conclusion. Observe and live. My ass is itching. Okay, that's the itching on my ass. That's it. No analytical, no interpretation. Why is it itching? What the fuck? You want to be funny? Be funny. Why am I being funny? Stop question. Observe and go. You know, I like that girl. I don't like that girl. That car looks nice. That guy looks handsome. That's it. No, and what does that mean? I just noticed the handsomeness of a girl. Yeah, we notice everything handsome, everything good looking, everything nice quality. A handbag, nice quality. The design. We notice that. I'm all, let's say, dressed up and look nice. I notice that, so I notice the same thing because I want to look good. So I notice everybody else is looking good if they look good. These are all part of life. Observe and go. No conclusion, no analytical necessity. None. Zero. Then you're free from thoughts, free from the brain. Remember, thoughts are roots of all problems. So the less the better, unless it's necessary for some particular, uh, you know, project or something you want to accomplish, or learn, or design, or produce, or whatever. Says, I'm trying not to worry about it. Maybe it's a symptom of a breakup. Maybe a little bit of it. You're disappointed or depressed or want to you feel as a victim. Wrong was done to you, and all that mental game that you don't need to give a shit. Just say, okay, life goes on. I still got to put food on the table, and that's it. The rest of it is garbage. She can do whatever she wants to do. I'll do others. They're amazing, other beautiful girls. I don't need to get her back to feel good about myself. I get somebody else. They're all worthy human beings. What the hell is that? Come on now. Be a little bit of judgmental. This whole business of non-judgmental about many other things, about some things is fine, but about other things, it's bullshit. You got to judge things and then judge her. It's bullshit. Go on. The funny thing is that you say, oh, non-judgmental, but you judge yourself. You don't judge anything else, but you judge yourself. That's not fair either. Says, and the isolation, but I want to change that and become sociable again. You will when you feel like it and confident in what I have to say. No, just because you say shit doesn't mean you're confident. That means you're hiding behind just talking to make it look like you're confident. Fucking don't talk when you don't need to, when you don't have anything to say. You don't have to impress anybody. You don't have to make people feel or think that you're confident. You don't have to think about any of that shit. Just live. And confident in what I have to say, and even if not having to say anything, okay, I don't want to be a quiet person. Then hang a cowbell on yourself. You won't be quiet because what you're saying is bullshit. Not a loud person. Yeah, okay, but you don't have to talk all the time. I'm talkative. I also like talking, but I don't talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that I see out there. If there's a purpose to it, if there's a topic of interest, if they ask me something, if I find my time is worthy spending here, if she's pretty, maybe I'll spend talking. There has to be some reason, but not for the fact of I want to feel good about myself that everybody knows who I am and how much I know. That's fucked up. Stop that. So you're on the right track if you're not talking too much. And Ash says, hopefully you understand what the fuck I'm trying. Yeah, I know. You're fucked up in general, anyhow. So that's a good step, right? Step in the right direction. Basically, he says, how can I communicate like you're able to? Well, your name should be Mehran. You got to change that. You got to put a hat on. You got to be 67 years old almost. In about what? What is it? What is today? 25th. 7 days. 7 or 8 days. October 2nd or 3rd. I don't know which one. Second. So I'll be 67. So you got to be 67, and then everything will fall out. Okay. Says to be like you, able to so freely. It does freely because I don't want to impress anyone. If I have something of value that I research, that I understand it myself, that I can deliver and help someone, I do. Otherwise, I'm not trying to impress anyone. None, zero. If they're impressed, great. But that's not my intention. My intention is if I can help them. And I help them without bullshit, with things that I know it is true or factual as much as the science was able, or psychology, or philosophers have been able to conjure up since whenever, whatever my studies and research was able to help me. And then, of course, I couple it with my own talents of delivery and experiences, and then I can deliver it in such a way that is absorbable and digestible for almost everybody, depending on who they are. So that sets you free. In other words, you're there to be you, not to be somebody that they expect you to be, or you think they expect you to be in a certain way. So you just want to be who you are, not what you think they expect you to be in order for them to be impressed. And if you can't understand what I'm saying, the logic of it, the whole thing in one simple word is don't give a fuck. It's scientific, a little bit philosophical, but that's the way it is. Gist of the matter. Says it doesn't seem like you get in the way of yourself. Even though you're able to think deeply, you still speak as though it's easy. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I wonder about myself. But what can I say? That's the secret of the trade. I can't divulge that. What do you want me to do? Create competition for myself? We're already invisible on YouTube. So do you want me to give you all my secrets? I don't know the secrets anyhow. Thank you for the compliments. I appreciate it. But you're just as good the way you're doing it. And pay more attention and more value to how you're traveling right now, rather than how it used to be. How it used to be was fucked up. Now you're settling down, and that's good. There will be a happy medium that will arrive by itself. You will meet it, and that would be where you want to be. Two extremes then and now, and then eventually you'll find the balance, and that's what you're looking for. Biswajit Biswaz. Okay, I hope I didn't butcher the name. If that's your real name, he says, "Hello, Mehran. Good morning, dear." This is myself, Biswajit, from India. Okay, dear. 28 years old, male. Thank you for that. Says, I'm very much suffering in HOCD. Okay. So many millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of other people. It's, so you educate yourself, learn what it is, and you'll be fine. And you are fine. Says, it feels so real. Yeah, of course it does. If it didn't feel real, then people wouldn't have a problem with it. But that's the power of mind. The brain has power, and it can make your body react and feel real, and then that bamboozle you because you think because it feels real, then it must be real. No. Haven't you ever sensed something is crawling under my skin or on my skin? Oh, what is it? And you look, there's nothing. How come it's not real? But it felt real. It felt exactly like a tarantula or an ant or some kind of an insect is moving on your skin, didn't it? I bet you have. And you look, there's nothing there. So things can feel real, but they're not real. And you got to understand that. In this case, it's physical neurons and what is it? Uh, Nerve endings and all that, or cold and air and water. It could have that feeling created on your skin. But it is worse to actually be able to clearly see it as we see it on our physical entity portion of the body when it's happening in the brain, because it's all about the neurons and the neurotransmitters and the malfunction in the signaling system. And yet still the brain makes the body react, and we have no way of knowing without education and learning and researching that this is a malfunction of the brain, not me changing. It's the brain malfunction that is giving and sending emotional danger signals that they don't exist. That's a malfunction of the amygdala, malfunction of the brain reaction when its lever to shut down intrusive thoughts, such thoughts, is broken, is not working, like the caudate nucleus in the striatum in midbrain basal ganglia. All these tells you why you feel the way you feel in OCD and OCD subsets. It's not that you're changing, it's because there's a malfunction in the signaling system of the brain. And you got to learn how to reverse that and retrain the brain, because you're above the brain. Brain is not you, you're not the brain. And brain is not your leader. Brain is an organ, an apparatus. Its job to make thoughts. And it malfunctions like any other organ, your kidney, your liver. They get sick, they malfunction. So you got to help them to repair. Now, this is up to you. You're over the brain. You're on top of the brain. There are aspects of the mind and you that the brain cannot even reach. That's a proven by neuroscience, neurosurgeons, beyond the shadow of the doubt. That you're not the brain, brain is not you, and there are aspects of you and the mind that the brain cannot even reach. So you help the brain to recover, not to think, oh, brain says I am changing. No, brain is fucked up. That's all. It's sick. So you got to help it. You got to help it to get adjusted and balanced. Like any other part. My knee hurts. So that's me. I've always been a knee hurting people, but I didn't notice it. No, I got to help it to, rehabilitate it. Because somehow, maybe old age, you like my ears ring. That doesn't mean that's a natural thing for me. It's fucked up. I'm old and it's wear and tear during the ages. Most old people get ringing in the ears. So I gotta learn. Like right now, I don't have it because perhaps, I don't know, I'm relaxed and stress is not there, whatnot. And somehow neurotransmitters are passing by without scratching against each other's sheaths. These are all what things that we got to educate ourselves rather than anything that shows up in your, oh, that must be me changing. Yeah, really? What if it comes out and tells you that you're a tiger? Are you a tiger? You're going to fuck up yourself if you go to the jungle thinking you're a tiger to tear you apart, because you're not a tiger, but it makes you think you are. So you got to fix this. Yeah. All right. Now, in closing, I have hundreds and hundreds of videos on HOCD, OCD and HOCD on this channel. All you have to go to my search engine, put HOCD. You'll see all kinds of videos and look at the title, see whichever is relevant to you, about interpretation of thoughts, the meaning of it, how you deal with it, or about proving the separation of the brain and you through neuroscience and neurosurgery reports of the surgeons and the experts, or through quantum physics experiments in the laboratory showing that you're outside of the brain, you're not the brain, brain is not you. These are all proven scientifically and philosophically by Aristotle since 1,000 years ago. So don't despair, just learn. It makes you smarter, makes you more intelligent, makes you more educated about these things, and you become more confident. And remember, most people with OCD are above average intelligent. Above average intelligence. So that's, and if you learn this and be able to deal with it, you become even stronger and more confident than you've ever been because of the knowledge and the ability to deal with these malfunctions and not be duped and bamboozled by them. And in fact, be helpful to retrain and rewire your brain through neuroplasticity. Miami Soldier says, how do I stop self doubting myself and start believing in myself and also loving myself? Start accomplishing small things. The moment you get up in the morning, it starts. You make up your bed. Before you go out, start washing your face. You make up your bed. Make your bed up. That small thing sets the tone for the day that I accomplished something. Right away, you feel a bit confident, more confident. I accomplished. I can do things. I can get things done. Then, if your place is dirty or untidy, tidy them. Tidy your room. Little things, small things, simple things, but gradually it builds belief in yourself and capabilities because you're showing it by action. And then before you know it, your mind is understanding, your image is changed to someone who's capable, can do things, can get things done. That's the beginning of your whole journey to become more and more confident. Ash says, just to clarify, I mean confident in what I have to say because I feel like I'm second guessing myself and not sounding confident when I speak. Well, don't speak unless you feel good about it. Simple. If you don't speak, you don't have to second guess yourself. Oh, should I say that? Should I not say it? Is it necessary? You ask yourself. Not really, so don't say it. Is it going to help someone? Not really, so don't say it. Is it going to help me? Not really. No, fuck it. So why am I saying it? Just to show off or to say that I can say things? I want to prove to myself that I can say things and be good with it. No, you don't have to prove anything to anybody or to yourself. So unless it's helpful to you or to somebody, unless it's necessary to you or to somebody, unless it's urgent, it has certain benefit for someone, and they ask for it, then don't. Unless these are there, don't. Then eventually you feel like I'm not under pressure to say things and make sure that it makes sense and it's a good thing to say. And I feel confident about saying whatever it is that I want to say. You don't even think about it. You just automatically say it if it's necessary and if it's worthy, if it's helpful, if it's necessary to say it for your good or for somebody else's good, you will. Otherwise, you say, fuck it, I don't care. You have conditioned yourself to be like this forever. Always be funny, always to say something. Always. Now it's time to settle down. And doesn't matter if I'm confident or not. Is it necessary? No. Is it helpful? No. Is it true? No. Do I need to say it? No. Is it urgent? No. Fuck it then. I don't want to say it. And that will reduce your need to say things or question yourself. Should I say? Should I not say it? Just go about your list. And then when you don't, after a while, you're calm. You're not under the stress of, am I going to say something today? Should I say it? When should I say it? How do I know it's the right thing to say? How do I know I'm comfortable what I'm saying is right? Or should I be saying, well, all that shit, it just goes out the window because you don't need to worry about it. So when I hear myself speaking objectively, there is no passion or enthusiasm, creativity, or presence because you're trying to make a theater out of it. Again, if it's necessary, if it's true, if it's helpful to someone or to me, if it's urgent, if it's not, what the fuck I'm not supposed to be an entertainer for people. I just enjoy myself and look at the sceneries, do my shopping, do my walk, do whatever it is I want to do my work and go home. You're conditioned to think that you have to be all that sociable to feel something about it. No, change it. And says, when I hear myself speaking objectively, there is no passion, or enthusiasm, creativity, or presence. It's like I'm a fucking depressed robot. Well, okay. Find things that gets you out of depression. Do some maybe gym exercise. Get some activities going. Stop smoking that shit so much, and all that. It's not good. Do a little bit more sports, gently, to your level. Get back into it. Not all at the same time and injure yourself. And pick up new hobbies that you're interested, things you want to learn and you're enthused about it, and create that enthusiasm by changing some new things. You can't be sitting around and keep saying I'm not enthused and not even bringing any kind of a topic or anything to make you enthused. Just sitting there, I want to be enthused. Well, what do you want to be enthused? Find something that you're enjoying to learn it, then you'll be enthused. So for example, if I was in your chair sipping on your tea, people will be falling asleep listening to me speak on these topics. Yeah, and if I'm sitting in a chair of a physician trying to pretend I'm a surgeon, they'll put to sleep because I'm talking nonsense. I don't know what I'm saying. That's not your job. And this what I'm doing is not your job. Why is it that you should supposed to be comparing yourself to something that I'm good at and not compare yourself to something that you're good at? And obviously I wouldn't be able to do it as good as you do. Your music, your other talents that you have. Why don't you focus on who you are, what you're enjoying, what you're enthused about, what you're expert in, rather than trying to compare yourself if you're good or not good enough by something that somebody else is good at. I've been doing this all my life in the way of talking and logics and things like that was my thing. And then since many years ago, I added more of a research to it and so on. And then my presentation techniques and abilities have been there for years. I've been able to talk about things, learn how to talk about things, and pay attention to its uses and its benefits. And through my life, then I'm using it for the interest that I have. Why do you have to be like me? Why not just be good at the things that you're good at? I want to feel confident in myself. You are confident in yourself if you focus on the things that you're good at. But you're focusing on the things that you're not good at, and then you feel that you're not confident. What is it that you're good at? You're good at making money for your table to have food on it, then focus on that. Your job, you want to be better at your job, be enthused about that, because you translate your job to food and to comfort, then you become enthused. You translate your job to interpret your job to ability to move out and have a place on your own. Well, then you'll be enthused. You'll be more serious about it. You have a plan and you'll be more focused on your job. And when you come out of your job, you'll go, I don't know, maybe with your friends or with the gym or do some exercise and keep yourself in shape. And then little by little, you make the changes that you want to make, but methodically, rather than I want it done at once. And if it's not done, I'm not good enough. That hurts me. Well, you're impatient. Who's got good at something that they do in overnight? I don't know. Somebody bought some stock and maybe they became rich, but that was a fluke. You can't become a good soccer player or tennis player or a good speaker or whatever it is that you want to be good at, an athlete or whatnot overnight. You got to take the process and continuously train, train, train. Practice makes perfect, right? But you expect to be good to feel confident without really having something that you're enthused and practicing it all the time. Well, then you come up with all these questions and antagonize yourself and say, see, I'm not good at something. I can't. Then you become more depressed. Focus on things that you're good at. Little things. Do little things every day and focus on little things that you're good at and keep doing those. You got to be a little bit of a kind and gentle to yourself. Nico Metushi says, hello, Nico from France. Hello, Nico. Bonjour, bonsoir. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? Says 42 years old. I have two children, 12 and 10. Boys or girls? Or mixed? 2 years I get divorced with my wife. Meant I met lots of women, but It's crazy. The woman that I like, they don't stick with me, and the woman they like me, I don't stick with them. Sometimes I'm in love like I'm 20 and I don't feel good. Sometimes I be in love like I'm 20 years old and I don't feel good. Okay, Nico? Je ne comprends pas. Hmm. I think because you think girlfriend is a solution to your life. You got to think about the girls as what they are, what they're representing, what they're bringing to the table, what their qualifications is, what your expectations are from them, and if they are providing that expectations and standards that you expect. Instead, you're thinking a good girlfriend is a solution to your life. Women are not solution, they're relationships, and they have to bring to the table something valuable, not just their body. If you're focusing on if they're pretty, then you like them, and then they don't stick around because that's all they have, prettiness. Up here is not compatible with yours, where the relationship takes place. That's why they leave, because they don't have anything to offer. After the initial getting some of your money and you sleep with them and ha 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 and drinking this and that, they don't want to be responsible. They don't want to build anything. They want to see what else is there. Who else is going to give them something more? Easy things. These are the girls, most of the girls today. That's not for you. That's not for anybody. Only for someone who just wants to, meet, tap, and go. That's not where you are. You've got two kids. You're looking for stability. And the girls that they're not, you're not interested in, well, they're not having the level of aesthetic beauty that you're expecting. So you got to find a compatibility. You got to find a balance. Yeah? But to begin with, you should stop thinking about women to be the solution to your life. You got divorced, you have two kids. Now you're trying to replace and bring a package together. And so you're thinking about the solution is a woman, another woman. No, solution is a commitment of you toward your kids. You become the best father you can be. That would make you free and happy, because that's your responsibility. You love your children and you want to be the best father you can be for them. Help them along the way, guide them along the way, be there for them all the time. That gives you such confidence and happiness and not needy for anything. So when you meet a woman, the woman feels you don't need her as a solution to your life, but you are there with so much passion, so much abilities, so much to offer, so much positivity, so much capability. She feels it. Why? Because you've been attending to your kids and taking the best care of them, making money for them, making a comfortable life for them, helping their mother if you can, even though she's fucking somebody else, doesn't matter, because it's about you and how you show how to treat a woman to your kids, that you're nice to them, to her, even you're not with them, with her. And the kids see it, that you provide, you make money, you provide, make a good life for them, comfortable life. You're there when they need you, and you're kind to your to their mother. That gives you that image, strong image. I don't need anything, but I can provide what they need, whoever it is, my children first. That energy is gonna exude from you whether you want it or not. The other women will see it, and then the right woman will come to you. Right now, the woman come to you for fun, because that's what you're looking for. You want to trick them in a way, not trick them in a bad way, but you want to treat them well by giving them fun, and you think they got to do things, dance and song, so they will like you. No, you got to do the right thing you want to do for your life to bring that confidence level up, so they will see there is a man out there who expects quality and discipline and responsibility. That's the kind of woman you would attract. You're attracting the wrong woman either way. That's why it's not working. So focus on your children, focus on your job, focus on the money, and just Don't worry about what she's done or what she didn't and that you guys are not together. Just be good to your children, and for the sake of the children, create a positive environment with their mother. So there would be no emotional problem in the children seeing that the mom and dad hate each other. You feel good about yourself because you created that atmosphere for them to grow up in a positive environment. Even though you're not together, still cooperate for the sake of the children. Have certain rules. Then you'll be fine and you'll find the right woman. In the meantime, don't think of woman as solution. You're the solution to your life. Cold. Okay, Stephen is here. He says, hi, Mehran. Oh, what happened to you yesterday, Stephen? I did respond to you. I said, I'm available for the next hour, but I didn't hear from you. So, Stephen, male 42, Los Angeles, says, I need some time to talk tonight. This time, not about work, but wish it was. Okay. I get off work at 7:30. It's 5:58. I'll pay for the Skype, okay, and call you around that time. Is that okay? 7:30. Okay. 7:30. Yeah, it's all right. Then after we finish, then I'll go and do other things that I have to do. Sean says, hi, how do you emotionally detach? You know, I'm good, but not that good. Why don't you give me a little bit more of emotionally detached from what? From your horse, from your dog, from your girlfriend, from your wife, from your mother, from your what? What? And why do you want to be emotionally attached? Because you broke up? When did you break up? How old are you? Where are you from? How old is she? Where is she from? All that stuff. Help me out a little, Sean. Ox says, Mehran, 20 Mexico. ¿Cómo está? Was it? Did I say it was Italian? But I know you understand, right? ¿Qué pasa? Says Mehran, 20 Mexico. 20 Mexico what? Man, woman, child? What are you? What is your gender? And Mexico, my comment gets removed. How can I get over trauma? You probably use a word that the system, we are living in the cancel culture time. So any kind of a thing that they don't understand or they don't want to understand or it hasn't been said the way they want to hear it, they are so fucked up everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, you got to say things the way guidelines are. Like nobody can talk anymore. Everybody has to comply to certain fucking rule. Yeah, so just change the words and then I'll understand it. It says, how can I get over trauma? By the way, I'm trying to put a service on my site, which then a group can join together for a Skype or Zoom meeting. So you guys pay less, not a private meeting, but it'll be like 10, 15 people that I can hear your voice and it will be private. You can say whatever you want to say. And it saves you money and it also helps more people at the same time. So how many of you are going to be up for that if that sort of service is available on my site? Like instead of paying $100 for an hour, you're paying, I don't know, $35 for 2 hours, or as long as you can get a few questions in. But there will be more people there. And any of you who's expert in site design and knows thoroughly about codes and how to do these things, let me know. I'm looking for a programmer who can do certain things to my site. But you got to know goddamn well. I don't want just someone to fuck up the site. So you got to be really expert in what you're doing. If you hear me, you're out there, get in touch with me, please. And Steven says, thanks, Mary. You're quite welcome. I look forward to talk to you. And Ox says, how can I get over trauma from having had sex with a trans? I thought it was a female. Okay, okay. I feel like my soul is destroyed. No, no, no. No, it happens because some of them are so beautiful, and you can't tell the difference. I almost made the mistake in France. I was sitting in this cafe having tea, and this beautiful, beautiful woman, all dude up and everything, so gorgeous, and she started talking to me, and so we went to dinner, but I wasn't sure what's going on. So that was the end of it after dinner. But then I found out that she was. so so it happens, you know, you can't tell because we are visual. We only see and get attracted by if they have feminine and features and you know their dress and their whatever you see, the hair and all that. So you can't tell unless you actually uh, uncover. And it didn't get to that for me. It was after I think I realized something, and I guess he was also kind to somehow make me doubt it. So I became aware. And so he said goodbye after dinner in the restaurant. But then just understand that this wasn't, your intention and your knowledge. It just so happened, and you were under the influence or under the impression that it was a woman, and that's what you're drawn on. And it's just like you get attracted to a picture of a woman. It's not a woman, it's a picture, but that is enough to arouse you or make you excited because you don't know. But once your brain knows that that picture is a picture of, let's say, I don't know, a horse or a tiger, that under this lens it makes it look like a woman, then you will stop being attracted. Once it's not known, you're not responsible. So you did what a caveman would do. But you should have now, from now on, ask questions before action rather than acting and then asking questions. So no guilt. Don't worry about it. So you were duped. So next time, ask for certificate. Pictures and certificate. All right, now. You're quite welcome, Ash. My pleasure. Xavier Alejandro. Let me see, guys, uh, how the things are. Okay, let's see. When am I supposed to? 6:25. Okay. All right. So where am I? Xavier Alejandro says your tea analogy got me through a breakup. Ah, yeah, I remember the tea that stays cold now, stays for a while, and it's no longer warm. Yeah, is that what it was? It was a long time ago. Um, I never thought of relationship that way, and you were right. I want a warm cup of tea. Yeah, there it is. There you go, Xavier. Good for you. And Xavier, let me know your age and where you're tuning in from, please. Sean Dowell says from an ex 5 year relationship, she's 39, I'm 53. Uh-huh. That's a oh, that's a subsequent question in regards to how do I emotionally detach? Uh-huh. Detach from an ex, 5 year relationship, she's 39, you're 50. That means you were 48 and she was 34. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult because you're hitting yourself on the head that, oh, she was so much younger than me. She was hot. She's 39. I'm 53. How am I going to get another pretty girl? I'm getting old and all that bullshit. You keep in shape, go to the gym at your level, don't overdo it for the next couple of years, at least 6 months or a year. Enjoy increasing your stamina, increasing your enthusiasm about exercise. It changes your mood, gives you more confidence, and keeps you in shape. You get more confidence because of that as well, not just the energy level that goes up, and you feel happier, and you will be able to attract other girls. And just so that you know it's possible, I was 57 and my girlfriend was 26 years old. But that wasn't my fault. She fell in love, and I had to reciprocate. But eventually, I decided that that is a wrong matchup. As much as she wanted to continue, I had to do the right thing. It wasn't right for me, it wasn't right for her. So I asked her, please go find someone younger who is not at the stage of life that I am. There are many things you might want to do, I've already done them. And therefore, we would eventually have some communication problems. And as much as you're in love and interested, this is going to eventually change because I'm at a different stage of this journey, and you need to be with a younger man to do things that it would be more suitable to your interests at this age, not to modify it just for my sake to level up to where I am, and that would be putting eventual pressure on you. And as much as sex and everything is great and we enjoy each other, and you seem to be very into all the things that we talk about, but I should do make the right decision. So I had to end it, despite uh, her lack of willingness to do so. So when you're 53, you're still much younger than I was at 57, and I had my girlfriend 26, and she was an amazing girl. So you are definitely are able to find a woman in her 30s, 35, 36, 38, 40. Women in their 40s are beautiful, sexy, wise, intelligent, educated, have a career. And they know that they want to be committed. Still going to be amazing women in their 40s, and some women in their 50s, they're still gorgeous and fit and confident and educated. So what's there for you to be hanging on to this 39-year-old just because for 5 years you were with her? So what? Who cares about the 5 years that you guys were together? Why don't you care about now? How is she treating you now? She doesn't want to be with you. So what good is her for you? What good is she to you if she doesn't want to be with you? No matter she was with you for 5 years or 10 years, that's gone. That she was there and she was doing fine and you were doing fine, and that's gone. But why don't you see her for the actuality that she is now? The reason that you miss her and you can't detach yourself because you're not seeing her as she is today in her actuality. You're looking at her, you're seeing something similar to the girl that was looking like the way she does 5 years ago. And therefore, you now bring in the 5 years ago's characteristics and qualities over superimposing it on this girl at now. So you're unable to see who she is, what her actuality is today. And you're just looking at her, but you see the girl 5 years ago. Instead of seeing how she behaves with you, how she treats you, how she interacts with you, and she's no longer qualified. That's not the same girl that is now than it was 5 years ago. So, on that basis, what is it that you can't detach? Do you want to be with a girl who treats you the way she does? Do you want to be with a girl who doesn't want to be with you? Do you want to be the girl who broke up with you? Obviously not. But that's the girl that you're missing. You're not missing the one that it was 5 years ago with you and hadn't left you. Don't make that mistake. If you come to the present moment and come out of your brain, come out of your memory, and see her for who she is, her actuality, present moment now, then you'll see she's not qualified to be with you. It's not difficulty to be detached from her. What you can't detach yourself is from your memory. Your memory is in the past. Past is dead, doesn't exist. So that what you're seeking and missing, can't detach from, is non-existence, is dead. That woman doesn't exist. This is the woman, but because she looks the same as the one 5 years ago, you think she's also carrying the same characteristics. She doesn't. So there's no reason for you to want to be with her or not being able to detach yourself from. If you look at her the way she is, you disqualify her. You must disqualify her because it's not good for you, and she's no longer the same girl she was 5 years ago. The way you liked her was the way she was 5 years ago, but that girl 5 years ago is no longer now. And the kind of girl you wanted was the way she was 5 years ago. She's not. So if she's not like 5 years ago, and that's the kind of girl you like, then why can you like this one? You can't, because this is not the kind of girl that was 5 years ago. And that's the kind of girl you like, not this. So focus on her actuality. You'll see she doesn't qualify. Disqualify her. And that's the end of it. Easily detached. But what you can't detach is your memory. Your memory is dead. It's non-existent. Your memory is not the girl that is talking to you or dealing with you or you broke up with her today. That's not the memory. The memory is gone. So if you focus on that, it might be helpful to help you to move on. And please go on, find amazing other women. And Sean, did you say where you from? And how old? You're 53. And which country? And where is she from as well? So I know, the demographics and things like that. Xavier Alejandro says yes, 26 from Canada. Oh, Xavier, 26 from Canada. To Sean, also don't watch porn. Okay. That takes account. Okay. Tambi, oh my goodness, Tambi. It's been a long time from Qatar, right? Says, hello, uncle. Hello, Tambi. Says, finally caught you live. I'm like a fish out of the sea. Caught me live. Says, I hope you're doing well. I miss talking with you. Yeah, well, you haven't shown up. Hope all is well with you. And I hope you're over the girl in Syria. And over the other girl that I guess you chose another one that didn't work out either, I guess. So I hope you're doing well and you're taking care of yourself and treating yourself well and looking for some quality girls. And hopefully there'll be some one, if not more than one, coming up to your world. And Sean Doyle says, wow, that was powerful. Thank you, Mehran MD. Oh, you're welcome. Sean says United States. All right, guys, don't forget that I have a site called mindthatseekstruth.com. Mindthatseekstruth.com. www.mindthatseekstruth.com. That's my site. That's where you can go and make an appointment for a Skype chat where you make an appointment for an hour. And if you're a new client, I will add another half an hour, at least, maybe more, depending on what we need. And then we can relax and get to know the issues and unhurriedly discuss what's concerning you, one-on-one, on Skype. Guys, I think it's been almost 2 hours or 20 minutes to 2 hours. I think we've answered all the questions. It's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. This was unscheduled, unannounced, just spare the moment. And usually we have live streams on Saturdays, Vancouver time, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Saturdays, Vancouver time. I try to keep one going at least during the week, unless there are other ones that I may start just just like this one. And I look forward to the next one. In the meantime, be good to yourself, and to the others, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.